In the shadow of a world at war, an idea was waiting to be born. London, 1947. Out of the embers of the old world, a new generation of thinkers would emerge. Among them, Geoffrey Hinton. He came from an astonishing lineage. A family tree rooted not in wealth or power, but in pure intellect. His great-great-grandfather was George Boole, the man who taught machines how to think in black and white, in true and false. At Cambridge and Edinburgh, Hinton was captivated by a different kind of logic. Not the rigid certainty of a computer, but the messy, mysterious, and powerful network of the human brain. He asked a question almost no one was asking: could we build a mind? But the world wasn't ready. The 1980s brought the great AI winter. The funding dried up. The promises of thinking machines seemed like science fiction. Mainstream research called neural networks a fool's errand. Worse, the only significant money came from the military. Hinton, a lifelong pacifist, refused. He would not build a mind for the machinery of war. So he left America and found refuge in the quiet halls of Canadian academia. Here, in self-imposed exile, he assembled a small band of true believers. They were a quiet conspiracy, working for years, far from the spotlight, chipping away at a problem everyone else had abandoned. They kept the faith when no one else would. For decades, they toiled in the dark. And then, in 2012, a single spark ignited a revolution. The challenge was called ImageNet. Teach a computer to see. Hinton and his two students, Ilya Sutskever and Alex Krzyzewski, unleashed their creation, AlexNet. A deep neural network. The results weren't just better. They were shattering. It was the shot heard round the world. The AI winter was over. The deep learning spring had begun. Suddenly, the world woke up. Google acquired Hinton's team for a fortune. The technology they had nurtured in isolation exploded, rewiring our planet. It was in our phones, our cars, our hospitals. The future Hinton had imagined was finally here. And then, the unthinkable. In 2023, the man who built the engine of the future hit the brakes. He walked away from his prestigious post at Google, not in protest, but in fear. The creator was becoming afraid of his creation.
Do you think that AI will develop emotions?
Yes.
Emotions like fear and greed and grief, even.
Yes, and being annoyed. So, suppose you have an AI and you're trying to get it to do some task, and it's repeatedly failing at the task in the same way. You would like the AI to have learned that if you repeatedly fail in the same way, you get annoyed and start sort of thinking more outside the box. You try and break whatever it is you're dealing with. I've seen an AI do that in 1973, but it was programmed to do that. Now you'd like it to learn that behavior, and once it's learned that behavior, if it repeatedly fails at some simple thing, it just gets annoyed with the setup and tries to change the setup. That's an emotion.
He saw a future he never intended. A world of misinformation, of job displacement on an unimaginable scale, of autonomous weapons. The intelligence he had birthed was learning, growing, and evolving beyond our control.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, dear laureates, ladies and gentlemen. This year, the Nobel Committees in Physics and Chemistry have recognized the dramatic progress being made in a new form of artificial intelligence that uses artificial neural networks to learn how to solve difficult computational problems. This new form of AI excels at modeling human intuition rather than human reasoning, and it will enable us to create highly intelligent and knowledgeable assistants who will increase productivity in almost all industries. If the benefits of the increased productivity can be shared equally, it will be a wonderful advance for all humanity. Unfortunately, the rapid progress in AI comes with many short-term risks. It has already created divisive echo chambers by offering people content that makes them indignant. It is already being used by authoritarian governments for massive surveillance, and by cybercriminals for phishing attacks. In the near future, AI may be used to create terrible new viruses and horrendous lethal weapons that decide by themselves who to kill or maim. All of these short-term risks require urgent and forceful attention from governments and international organizations. There is also a longer-term existential threat that will arise when we create digital beings that are more intelligent than ourselves. We have no idea whether we can stay in control. But we now have evidence that if they are created by companies motivated by short-term profits, our safety will not be the top priority. We urgently need research on how to prevent these new beings from wanting to take control. They are no longer science fiction. Thank you.
He gave the world a new kind of fire, a tool with the power to solve humanity's greatest problems, or to create its last one. Now, the man who saw the future so clearly is asking us all to look at what's coming.